the Wells Fargo Minnesota Sports Prep Update for Friday, January 17th. I'm Ryan Phelps.
Kids nowadays need to learn where the game originated from, how it was played, all of us coaches that are older, how we grew up and learned.
That's Dave Essie, head boys hockey coach at Cloquet Esco Carleton, talking about playing outside, which is exactly where his team will lace them up when they take on Rochester Lourdes for Hockey Day Minnesota in Elk River.
Our tradition, and I'm a real tradition buff as far as the team goes and everything else in the state of Minnesota, so I just thought it was, I don't know how long this is going to last. I hope it continues on forever, but for us to be a part of this quick, I thought was quite an honor.
Hockey Day Minnesota starts on Saturday at 10 a.m. when Cloquet Esco Carleton meets up with Rochester Lourdes. The second game is Elk River versus Stillwater, and then the girls take over after that with the hometown Elks facing Anoka. And Essie just looks forward to an opportunity to get back to his roots.
We wouldn't practice outside today, and I think we need to do more of this. To go back, that's where our generations grew up. And nowadays it's a lot different.
But at the end of the day, for this former Cloquet player, his current group of Lumberjacks look at this as just another game and a chance at a victory.
Everyone talks about, am I changing everything differently? No. I mean, we're just going about our business the same thing. I'm just going to sharpen our skates a little bit sharper because outdoor ice, being harder. But other than that, there was no changes. I mean, we're just excited, happy to be there. We just want to go down there and work hard and do the best we can and, hopefully play well and win.
I like saving money. I mean, it's not like I have a purse stuffed with coupons or... Okay, I do. The other day, I went into Wells Fargo to get help with a car loan.
Good news. You qualify for our double discount promotion. Get double the interest rate discount we normally give on select new loans and lines of credit just for being a Wells Fargo checking package customer.
And the best part, I didn't even need a coupon.
Come to Wells Fargo to discuss how the double discount promotion can help with the interest rate on your new loan or line of credit. Wells Fargo. Together we'll go far. Subject to credit qualification. Wells Fargo Bank N.A. Equal housing lender.
I'm in a state of caffeination. Got all my fingers shaking. Must have been my large Americano, mochaccino, macchiato. Now the family's gone to bed, and that's my favorite time to get some tips on better rates. Cause my State Farm guy answers late, and even when it's not my agent, someone's standing by so patient. Getting coverage questions answered helps me to relax. Get to a better State Farm.
Visit Brandy Warmbier State Farm Insurance Office, located off Singletree and Flying Cloud Drive, online at brandywarmbier.com.
Winter. Give me a break.
It's never too early to think green. Springtime lawns and savings. The Mulch Store is a great community resource for landscaping and other landscaping materials. Coming soon, the Mulch Store will be offering its in-store products online. MulchStoreMN.com. Browse and buy mulch, soils, grass seed, rocks, edging, and more. Everything you need to make your neighbors green with envy. The MulchStoreMN.com. Store locations in Burnsville, Minnetrista, Rosemount, and Shakopee.
It's been quite the crazy ride. It really has. We started the process really about 2 years ago, or actually 3 years ago. Oh, geez, where do we even start? Oh, my gosh.
And that about sums it up. The hard work of hosting Hockey Day Minnesota. This year it's in Elk River, and he's the activities director, Mike Cunningham.
Boom, 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 hard, heavy, go, 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 go. And fundraising, securing everything, making sure the site's good over the summer. It was just a crazy ride, but it looks amazing down there right now.
The site is the historic Hankey Pit in Elk River, where hundreds of Elks learn to skate. 4 of them have ended up in the NHL, most notably Wild defenseman Nate Prosser and former Gopher standout Paul Martin. But like a proud father, Cunningham is impressed with the end result of what he and hundreds of volunteers have put together.
Last Friday was the first day I saw it with the tents up and the lights and the bleachers and, off of Norfolk Avenue. I drove in off the top and I stopped, and it almost takes your breath away. It's like, wow, we did this.
And now with the prep work behind them, it's time for the execution.
Right now it's moving ahead, and no matter what, it's coming. And so we're along for the ride right now. So, you do all the planning, you do all the nitpicky stuff. Now it's just the little detail-oriented things.
The site looks good, the weather looks good, and out we're at the historic Hankey Pit. 6 high school hockey teams will take to the outdoor ice for Hockey Day, Minnesota. A chance for all of us to get back to our hockey roots and celebrate the event that started in 2007 on the Canadian border in Baudette.
It's going to be, I think, an absolutely perfect day.
In other news, now that the cold weather is finally, somewhat behind us, we can return to some normal action. But I tell you, we missed a good one in girls hoops. There are still several undefeated teams in girls basketball, but 2 of them were set to meet with Sox Center at Albany. That game has been postponed to Monday, January 20th. There still are some other undefeated teams, though, in girls basketball. Owatonna, Fergus Falls, Marshall, Thief River Falls, Kenyon, Wanamingo, Howard Lake, Waverly, Winstead, Dover, Iota, NRHEG, and Chatfield, just to name a few, still have yet to lose a game into the new year. Quite the contrary in boys basketball, with just 7 teams still unblemished.
Your first word probably wasn't something like finance, or savings, or ATM. But whatever that first word was, it opened up a world to you that was built on conversations. It's this exchange of ideas that Wells Fargo puts into practice every day, through listening, guiding, and planning. So when the conversation is about ways to grow your savings or your business, we'll be here to help you find the right answers. Because an open dialogue is what opens doors. Wells Fargo. Together we'll go far. Wells Fargo Bank, N.A.
After powering all those holiday lights and decorations, it might be time to replace or fix some receptacles. Visit Hardware Hank for 15-amp Smart Lock GFCI receptacles from Leviton. They come with a 2-year warranty and are rated for extreme temperatures. Pick up Leviton Smart Lock receptacles from Hardware Hank and replace those worn out or old receptacles.
You've got a lot more going for you with Hank, Hardware Hank.
The Wells Fargo Minnesota Sports Prep Update can be heard right here every Monday through Friday. And for more coverage, you can find us on the web at minnesotascores.net. That's minnesota-scores.net. I'm Ryan Phelps on Minnesota Sports Radio.
It's time for another round of live local play-by-play coverage of Southwest Metro High School sports. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by the Mulch Store, Performance Therapy Innovations, Alpha Investment Advisors, The Tavern on 4 and 5, The Sun Current, Home Video Studio, and in partnership with BEC TV, Bloomington Educational Cable Television. Catch all of the action all season long on your home for Southwest Metro Sports, PSB Media. Game time is coming up next.
And we're live from the Pagel Activity Center here in Minnetonka for some high school hockey here on this Saturday night. It's game 2 of the Lake Conference for both the Skippers and the Eagles. Looking forward to this one as it's always an emotional game when Minnetonka plays Eden Prairie. Both these teams border rivals. We usually see a lot of physical play in these games, so definitely looking forward to a good one tonight. The JV game wrapped up just a little while ago, and that one was intense as well. It ended in a 1-1 tie. A lot of hard hits in that game, up and down with some scoring chances, so hoping the varsity game can be just as entertaining as the JV game we had just a few minutes ago. Here at the Pagel Activity Center, Minnetonka's been great over the years. Stat I'll pass along to you is that Minnetonka, get this, in their last 74 games here at Pagel, 66 wins, 5 losses, and 3 ties. But here's a note to bring along with that. Skippers have actually lost their last 2 games here at Pagel, including a game to Hopkins on Thursday. And for Hopkins, when they beat Minnetonka on Thursday, it snapped a 24-game conference losing streak that the Royals had in Lake Conference play, as Royals trying to play some better hockey here in Minnesota's toughest league. Minnetonka will look to rebound, though, as for the first time in a long time, they're actually below 500 on the season. They come in with a 7-8 record. Eden Prairie, on the other hand, 9-5-1. Even though they're above 500, they have certainly not been playing their best hockey as of late. Back over their last 8 games, they come in with a 2-5-1 record. We most recently lost to Wayzata on Thursday night by a score of 1-0. It was a great game overall, but Wayzata was able to get the game winner at the end, even though Eden Prairie actually held a shot advantage in that one. In fact, we'll show you some highlights from that Wayzata-Eden Prairie game coming up in just a few minutes here on our pregame show. I'd like to remind you, our broadcast tonight brought to you by the Mulch Store, Performance Therapy Innovations, the Tavern on 4 and 5, Brandy Warmbier State Farm Insurance Office, Advocare Clinics of Minnesota, and also by Home Video Studio. We'll go ahead and take one quick timeout, and when we come back, we'll show you those highlights of the Wayzata versus Eden Prairie game, which took place just a couple of minutes ago. It's high school hockey here on PSB Media.
Think about the best athletes in the world, no matter the sport. How did they rise above the competition? These athletes didn't get to the top of their game on talent alone. They trained hard, and they trained right. PTI will work with your athlete to reach new heights. They'll get a high-level customized program from a skilled professional who truly cares about and understands your athlete's needs. The results at PTI will give your son or daughter the confidence and determination to unleash their full potential. Performance Therapy Innovations, where athletes get results. We're speaking with Rob Friend at the Mulch Store. Rob, once people have finished up trimming those trees or raking those leaves, how easy is it for them to stop in at the Mulch Store to drop off those materials, or maybe even pick up some mulch for next year?
Well, if you want to stop in and drop off, you come in, check in at the gate attendant, and they'll point you in the right direction after you pay a small fee. And if you're ready to pick up something to do a final garden or mulch project, pick out the product you want, pay for the fee, and we'll load up a trailer or a pickup truck if you have that. If not, we do have delivery available.
And of course, you guys have locations all over the metro area.
That's right. For locations and more information on delivery, you can check us out at our website, mulchstoremn.com.
I think I have the window seat.
You better double check that, my friend. Don't think we don't know who you are.
Yeah, I'm Aaron Rodgers.
No, that's not it. You're that State Farm discount double check guy. Discount double check. Thanks to the hundreds you saved us, we could upgrade the grill class.
Grill class?
Your tongs are in your seat back.
Save with the discount double check today. Get to a better state. State Farm.
Guys, this is my cousin Raj.
Hey, boys, I just saved a ton of cash with my State Farm discount
double check.
So the brats are on me. Oh, geez. Crazy dream.
Easy. You're going to wreck Bob's dream. By the way, how's that sausage pillow? Delicious, good stick.
Save with the discount double check today. Get to a better state. State Farm.
Shop and save with Brandy Warmbier State Farm Insurance Office in Eden Prairie. A local connection at a lower cost. BrandyWarmbier.com. Great food and great sports. It's the Tavern on 4 and 5 in Eden Prairie. This season, the Tavern on 4 and 5 will be showing several PSB broadcasts of Eden Prairie boys hockey on the big screen TVs. So make it a night out. Get some great food and watch the EP boys hockey team at the Tavern on 4 and 5. Some of their classics include the Mediterranean pizza, the Tavern turkey burger, and my personal favorite, the cheesy tater tots. It's the Tavern on 4 and 5, located just blocks from Eden Prairie High School.
Welcome back to the Pagel Activity Center. Getting you set for high school hockey here on PSB Media. It's Minnetonka versus Eden Prairie here on this Saturday night. Second Lake Conference matchup for both teams. Well, in the Lake Conference opener on Thursday for the EP Eagles, they lost a tough game to Wayzata by a score of 1-0, even though Eden Prairie actually outshot the Trojans by a 33-24 margin. Overall, a very entertaining game, and in fact, let's go ahead and play you some highlights of the Wayzata versus Eden Prairie game, which took place again on Thursday. A lot of scoring chances throughout the game. I'll show you some of those here on our film from the game. You see Eden Prairie getting an early chance in the first period, crashing into the net, but not able to get one. And then Wayzata also had a scoring chance themselves, sending it right across and then not able to get one. Luke Snuggerud led a rush here for the Eagles, sending it across. Unfortunately, they weren't able to connect on that centering pass. A couple more good looks in the game for both teams until Wayzata was finally able to bury the game winner And with just about 5 minutes to go in the third period, we'll get a look here at Jack Sorensen's even strength goal, assisted by Lindstrom. As you'll see Sorensen go on his backhand up high to beat Jake Gertis, who played very well in that game, as the Skippers beat Eden Prairie again by a score of 1-0 in that one. Again, shots on goal were 33-24 Eden Prairie. Both teams struggled on the power play, going 0 for 2 on their chances. Of course, Hopkins played Minnetonka on Thursday, and the Royals stormed in here to the Pagal Activity Center and got a 5-2 victory. Royals actually jumped out to a 3-0 lead before Minnetonka cut into the lead to make it 3-2 with a few minutes left to go in the second period, but the Royals got another one at the end of the second and an empty netter in the third period as Hopkins snapped a 24-game losing streak in Lake Conference play. So congratulations to them. Well, that program is trying to make some strides this season with some veterans coming back on the squad, and they could most certainly give some Lake Conference teams trouble, especially when you go to the Hopkins Pavilion. Royals typically a tough team to beat at home. Still a few minutes away from puck drop here at the Pagal Activity Center for the Skippers and the Eagles. Kind of a late arriving crowd, not necessarily a full stands yet, but should get one up here pretty soon, as typically these games don't start till about 7:15 or so, as the JV game went to overtime, so that's why we're running a little bit late here for the varsity game. We'll go ahead and take one more timeout, and when we come back, we will have the drop of the puck. It's coming up next right here on PSB Media.
The sound of a satisfying meal. More than 200,000 people in the Twin Cities don't have enough access to food. Now's your chance to do something. Share a simple meal of soup and bread to help raise money to fight hunger locally. Saturday, January 18th from 11 a.m. until 2:30 p.m. Join supporters like yourself for Prop's 4th annual fundraiser. On top of breaking bread, collect a one-of-a-kind hand-painted ceramic bowl. Enjoy entertainment by After 5 Women's Vocal Ensemble and other local musicians. And fight to keep your neighbors fed. Sponsored by Pulte Group, the Minnesota Vikings, and Cheryl Eastbourne of Edina Realty, it's the Props 4th Annual Fundraiser. Saturday, January 18th from 11 a.m. till 2:30 at Eden Prairie Central Middle School. To learn more, go to propfood.org.
There are many ways to get fit at Healthy Training. Ellie Johnson spills some of those secrets.
When you're here, you're working with a personal trainer. It's a one-on-one environment. You know that program is customized to you so that you can achieve your goals and concentrating on the exercises you're doing without having to worry about the hustle and bustle of what's going on in the gym. We offer group personal training too, so you can come in, we've got a mother and daughter that come in, or a husband and wife that join together for a session, which is a great option. But we also have our group fitness classes. So we offer our boot camp classes, we've got Zumba classes, and we also have a yoga class. So the kind of differences between those is just like our personal training, we want to customize it to the individual. So we keep the class sizes small. Our instructors are certified personal trainers. You can be spending as little as $60 a month, upwards of a few hundred if you really need that individual guidance for most of your workouts. But very, very cost comparative to a lot of the other kind of bigger box places around the area.
Located south of 62 on Edenvale Boulevard, online at healthy-training.com.
I'm Dr. Dennis Lenslink, Clinic Administrator and Patient Care Coordinator for Advocare Clinics. I'd like to welcome you to our office. Advocare Clinics is considered an outpatient rehabilitation facility. We're pretty much one-stop shop. We offer wellness and prevention as well as acute pain and injury management. We have 3 distinct departments in Advocare. We have a physical therapy department, a chiropractic, wellness and prevention and acupuncture department, and a medical procedure department. And the unique characteristic is how we combine those therapies. Our goal is to prevent surgeries or conditions getting worse. So one of our specialties is knee, hip, ankle, shoulder problems, where people are considering surgery. Many times we can then provide care that'll buy them 5 to 10 years of ongoing function with their original equipment, their own joints and shoulders. Our patients tell us that they like the attention to detail that we deliver in our therapies. Most of our patients give us a 7+ score on a 1 to 10 scale, which means we're meeting a good amount of patient satisfaction based on your scores. Advocare's mission is to provide you a full and active lifestyle to the limits that you want. not what your body gives you.
Advocare Clinics, located off 494 and Highway 100, online at advocaremn.com.
I wish it was spring.
Hello, Carl.
Whoa, who are you?
I'm the Mulch Store Genie.
Well, your entrance music makes you sound like an alien.
We Mulch Store Genies survive on grass and compost, not snow and ice.
If you're a genie, where's your lamp?
Mulch Store Genies live... Never mind you. Let's get to the point. You had a wish for me, Carl.
Yeah, I wished it would be spring.
Your wish is my command.
Sweet, this is much better. Wow, my lawn looks great too.
Indeed, Carl. That's the power of the Mulch Store Genius.
Thanks.
Tell your friends of my mulching powers.
The Mulch Store, granting beautiful lawn and landscaping wishes since 2000. Store locations in Burnsville, Minnetonka, Rose Mountain.
Think about the best athletes in the world, no matter the sport. How did they rise above the competition? These athletes didn't get to the top of their game on talent alone. They trained hard, and they trained right. PTI will work with your athlete to reach new heights. They'll get a high-level customized program from a skilled professional who truly cares about and understands your athlete's needs. The results of PTI will give your son or daughter the confidence and determination to unleash their full potential. Performance Therapy Innovations, where athletes get results.
Why aren't you eating?
Like these insurance bills are so high, I've lost my appetite. I am freaking out.
Mysteriously high rates can be stressful. Switch to State Farm for discounts up to 40%. Get to a groovier state.
Shop and save with Brandy Warmbier State Farm Insurance Office in Eden Prairie, a local connection at a lower cost. BrandyWarmbier.com.
Almost ready for the drop of the puck here as we have Minnetonka versus Eden Prairie here in a late conference matchup. Looking forward to this one. Last 11 games, these teams 5-5-1 against each other, so looking forward to another close game here between the Skippers and the Eagles. Let's run down the goaltenders for both teams tonight. Jacob Berger will be the Minnetonka netminder, played in the majority of the games this season. 6-4 with a .227 goals against average, .920 save percentage. For Eden Prairie, they'll be going with their usual Jake Gertis between the pipes. Gertis on the season, 7-4-1, .286 goals against average, and an even .900 save percentages. It'll be dumped into the Minnetonka zone where it's covered up by Berger, and just like we expected already, some pushing and shoving here just 6 seconds into the hockey game. So the face-off will be deep in the Skipper zone. Taking a look at Minnetonka. Before they lost to Hopkins, they were playing pretty good hockey as they had back-to-back victories over Benilde St. Margaret's and Chanhassen. Well, you might put a note on the Benilde St. Margaret's game. It was played at TCF Bank Stadium. The Red Knights held a heavy shot advantage, but Skippers were able to take advantage of their chances on the outdoor ice. Played deep into the corner. It'll be sent behind the net. It'll be chased down by Minnetonka's Ben Hersman as he's able to clear it. Now here comes the Skippers' Kuhn. Kuhn will stop, wait for some teammates, and gets blasted by the EP Eagles. Behind the net, it's Snuggerud playing it over to Steven Spinner. Two guys at Eden Prairie will rely on a lot for offense. They've done it all season. There's a shot from Brady Shue and an easy glove save made by Berger. Snuggerud and Spinner, as I was saying, two guys Eden Prairie has to rely on. Snuggerud has points in 11 of the 15 games Eden Prairie has played this season. And they're 9-1-1 when he gets points. Here comes Minnetonka, though, with an odd man rush. They get it over to the weak side to number 28, but unfortunately for him, glanced off his skates, so that scoring chance goes by the wayside. Still in the Eden Prairie zone, Artsinger lays a hit into Sam McNeil. Still tied up in the skates of Gavin Payne. It'll be Aguilar trying to bank it off the half wall. They are able to clear it over to the near side. And for Eden Prairie, it's Mark Sullivan dumping it down, where it's chased down by the Skippers, who play it up along the far side. It'll be Snuggerud with the puck. Snuggerud will dump it in the zone, and we'll get our whistle. thank our sponsors for tonight's game, including Advocare of Minnesota, also the Tavern on 4 and 5, and Brandy Warbeer's State Farm Insurance Office, located near Eden Prairie Center. Jack Clays and Jacob Klein will be the face-off men for both teams as it's pushed down to the end wall. Eden Prairie will still have to chase it down in their own end. It'll be Clays. The opposite goes. There'll be a battle for the puck between Snuggerud, Clays, and a couple of other Minnetonka players down there. Digging for it is Cavanna. Very young Skippers team this season. They lost a lot of firepower from last year's team. Some players graduating and others going on to play junior hockey as it'll be flipped into the skipper zone, chased down behind the net. As coming away with it, it'll be Jacob Klein. Here's Klein through center ice, passing it over to the left side. It'll trickle in towards Jake Gertis, who will cover it up with 14:44 to go here in the first period. Faceoff gets pushed down deep into the Eden Prairie zone. They play it up to Steven Spinner, not able to clear. Skippers maintain possession. They'll fire a weak backhanded shot, which is turned away by Gertis. That was McAndrews on the shot. Eden Prairie will have it. That's Cole Lawrence, seeing some time up on the varsity roster for EP. It's Sullivan playing it back behind to Aguilar. Aguilar had it poked away, gets it back in the corner. Skippers trying to cause a turnover down deep as they're still digging for it. Both teams are. Out of the scrum, the Skippers get it. They'll throw it towards the slot, but it gets popped up into the air. Spinner to make the catch, but good forecheck here by the Skippers early in this one. Now behind the net, Sullivan stumbles, is able to play it up towards Steven Spinner, and they're able to clear the zone, but it's gloved down by number 11, Jacob Nelson, but we're going to get a whistle, and it looks like our first penalty of the game, and it will go against A.J. Klein. So a power play here for Eden Prairie, and you're an Eden Prairie fan, they need to get this power play unit going. They've been struggling as of late. Looking at some numbers, Eden Prairie just 2 for 25 on the power play in their last few games. That's only 8%. Really, the power play unit's been struggling ever since the Edina game that they had at the Edina Holiday Classic. Coming into that game, their power play had been converting, I think, close to 25%, but it's been struggling as of late. Again, just 2 for 25. Here's Steven Spinner sending it over to the right side. There's a shot, rebound, and somehow Graham's not able to put that in as it's whistled down. Graham with an open net, but somehow Berger was able to prevent that from going in. Take a look at this one. Berger sprawling to get his pad on that one. If Graham gets any elevation on that shot, well, he puts Eden Prairie up 1-0. Off the face-off, it's Snuggerud to Spinner. A little more than 90 seconds on the power play. Spinner works his way towards the slot. Thrown at the net, turned away. Spinner backhanding, a little miscommunications as it's turned over to the Skippers, who are able to clear the zone. Now shorthanded, they'll flip it into the zone where it's picked up by Mark Sullivan. He'll stick handle and dish it over to Luke Snuggerud. Sullivan will get it right back. They'll send that deep into the zone, a little dump and chase action. It's Spinner and Artsinger. It's Spinner on the near side, goes cross ice to Sullivan, able to hold it in. Now he sends it back down low behind the net to Artsinger. Centering pass picked off by the Skippers as they clear the zone, as there's 50 seconds to go here on the power play. And a near turnover by Andy Aguilar. Lucked out on that one. It could have been disastrous. And good job here by the Skippers to tie things up. And it's causing some havoc is Jacob Nelson. And they'll fire it right back into the zone as it's gloved down by Gertis. Now Brady Shue behind the net. About a half minute on the power play remaining. They send it over to the right side. Here comes Eden Prairie across the blue line. A shot goes wide. Aguilar will pinch in to hold it. It's sent to the corner and then still held in by EP. is Jack Sullivan working his way to the circle. Sullivan will leave it for a teammate. They go back to the point to Aguilar. Aguilar down low, it's Clays. Power play about to expire. Still possession now. Loose puck in front, and it's guided away by Nelson. And now the referee whistles things down with 11:39 to go. And the face-off will come outside the zone, so power play continues its struggles for EP. They did get a couple of chances, but certainly not what they were looking for. So Artsinger, Keeley, and Jack Sullivan will be on the line for Lee Smith's squad as he's been shuffling his lines, trying to find a combination to get his team back on the right track. There's Bold now trying to clear the zone. It's Keeley. He's able to leap over a check, but then stumbles. Now it's Sullivan carrying it into the zone. Works his way to the end wall. Surveys the ice over to Artsinger. Artsinger from the dot fires one on net, turned away by Berger. Sullivan gets it back. He'll fall to the ice on his knees. He backhands it back to the zone. It'll be picked up by Minnetonka, and they're able to clear the zone. And the referee will indeed call icing with 11:06 to go here in the first period. Shots on goal so far, a heavy edge for the Eagles, up 7-2 in that department. Turned out to be a pretty good crowd here at the Pagel Activity Center. Just about till the top of the hour. This place was only about a third of the way full, but once we got the puck drop, this thing is certainly filled up. Snuggerud can't backhand it out. They'll get another whack at it. Now it's Shue clearing it. Eden Prairie in transition. They'll leave it for Snuggerud. Cross the blue line, get it to Spinner. Spinner trying to go back over to Snuggerud. Turned away by the Minnetonka defense. They'll leave it down low for Spinner. He'll feed it to Graham at center. Couldn't get his stick on that cleanly, and the Eagles will have to reset as Snuggerud dumps it into the zone. Slowed down by Berger. They'll play it over to the corner, but it's Lawrence. Lawrence gets pinned to the wall by a couple of defensemen. It's Graham trying to work his way towards the net, turned away. And now some good forecheck being put on by the Eagles. Spinner and Snuggerud playing along the rail, but at the very least, though, for Minnetonka, you're not allowing Eden Prairie a whole lot of room up towards the middle in the slot area, except for that chance. Of course, just as I say that, it's Michael Graham breaking in towards the slot area and throwing one on net. But Berger, who's been sharp, able to make the save. Good job by Graham to cause that turnover as he was able to pick the pocket of Nick Green. 10 minutes on the dot. Face-off will be to the right of Berger. The Skippers will win it. And Schmidt is able to clear the zone. It'll be slowed down by Gertis. Has a little trouble with it. Still having trouble, and now the net comes loose. We'll get a look at that one. Gertis just couldn't get a good stick handle on that one, although you got to credit Minnetonka for putting on some good pressure. And it worked out in his favor to actually crash into the net to knock it free. Face-off is pushed behind the net. Minnetonka will have it. And now here comes Michael Parrish to lead the rush. Parrish, as he's being hacked, will dump it in. Minnetonka behind the net will ring it around the end wall, but not out. Now it's Parrish. Playing it down low to Aguilar behind the net. Aguilar to Mark Sullivan. Nieder gets blasted into the wall. And now it's tipped out to neutral. Parrish and Clays. Clays will get it on the right, dump it in as Eden Prairie will switch their forwards. Skippers able to clear. They'll try to force their way in. Turned over to Mark Sullivan, who will flip that way up into the air. Retrieved by Minnetonka's Ben Hersman, who on the season comes in with 4 points, 2 goals, and 2 assists. Argetsinger will cross the blue line. A little dipsy-do around a Minnetonka player, but he'll be forced behind the net. Tried to center it, but it glanced off the skate. And now it's Snuggerud Sending it weak side to Argetsinger. Retrieved it awkwardly. Now it pops up into the air, hits the ceiling. And 8:34 to go. Tonight's game brought to you by Prop with their Empty Bowls campaign, which took place today. Still donate to Prop whenever you want. A great food shelf here in the Eden Prairie area. Tonight's game also brought to you by the Mulch Store and the Tavern on 4 and 5. Make sure you give all our sponsors your patronage, as they're all local businesses, and I'm proud to help bring you broadcasts of Eden Prairie sports. Best part is all the money you spend with those local businesses is kept in the community. It's not being shipped off to Boston or Atlanta or Houston. That money stays local when you shop with our sponsors. Out in the neutral zone, it's the Eagles playing that over to the right side. And turned over. Here's a chance for Minnetonka. They're able to get it towards the slot. Attempting a backhand chance was Cavanna, but good defense played. And now it's Steven Spinner leading the rush. Great pass over to the right side. Graham fires a shot and turned away by Berger. What a pass, though, by Steven Spinner to create that chance. First period more than halfway over. Here comes Bergliot. He'll lose it. Spinner will get it. Spinner will then have his pocket picked. That's taken away by Mark Sullivan. A couple of good defensive plays. Up to the point they go. Shot through traffic is blocked by Sullivan. They go over to Michael Graham. He'll push it into the zone. Spinner will win the race to the puck. He'll work his way to the near side, try to get it up to the point. Skippers get to it first. And now Mark Sullivan will blast it right back into the zone, as Eden Prairie will switch their forwards. Here comes the Skippers crossing the zone. They'll dump it in. Aguilar to try to get a stick on it. Heavy shot advantage. 9-2 in favor of the Eagles, but we're 0-0. There's a turnover. But good recovery by the defense. Aguilar to backhand it. Clays will spin. Retreat. Go cross ice to Snugrud. Dangerous little pass there. Minnetonka can't receive the pass cleanly, as Shu will play it to the near side to Luke Snugrud. Snugrud will try to hit a long pass up ahead to Parrish. He'll lose it. Now it's Harry Pager. Pager to the circle, will weave his way around. Now stop, get it over to Snugrud on the weak side. His shot turned away by Berger. It was going wide anyways. Clays down low, will try to dig out the puck. He's able to get it to Parrish. A couple of baseball players for Eden Prairie playing catch. Parrish over to Pager. Pager up top to Shu. Shu quickly to Snugrud. Snugrud a weak shot. Actually, he was looking for Harry Pager breaking in towards the net. Good vision there by the Nebraska-Omaha recruit. Now down low, Minnetonka will have the puck. They're able to clear it. It's Brady Shu who will cross the blue line. Shu trying to go over to the weak side to Keeley. Couldn't get there in time. Shu will get it back at the top of the circle. He'll just ring it around the end wall. Jack Keeley delivers a hard hit, and to Ben Hersman. Argetsinger tied up. Four players will try to come away with that scrum. Now it's Artzinger willing his way towards the net. Now it's Pager. Great shift here by this unit. Aguilar to Jack Sullivan. Sullivan gets pinned along the advertising. Keeley can't hold it in. And with just over 5 minutes to go here in the first period, the Eagles will regroup. And Argetsinger will tip it up into the bench. This game's somewhat similar to the Wayzata game, where Eden Prairie held the better of the play in the first period, but just couldn't find the back of the net. And that'll be frustrating for those guys out there, as they've played a good first period here in this game, but remained scoreless. They also played a good game against Wayzata, but couldn't get on the scoreboard. If you're an EP fan, you're just hoping it doesn't get frustrating for the guys down there and makes them start pressing into some mistakes. It can be awfully tough when you've played 4 good periods of hockey, but you can't find the back of the net. Dumped in, Gertis to play it over to Mark Sullivan. Now it's Steven Spinner off the half wall. Gets it to Niederer. Actually, check that, it was Cole Lawrence. He's just up to the varsity squad. It'll be dumped into the zone. Snuggerud quickly up to Spinner. Spinner will feed Graham. Graham will work his way to center, trying to go back to Spinner. Now a broken play, loose out in front. And it just trickles outside the zone. Another big hit deliver. Now Spinner will go over to Graham. Graham will leave it for Snuggerud. Here's a chance for Luke Snuggerud cutting in towards the net from his defensive position. Bergler with another save. Now 10 here in the first period. Been all Eden Prairie for the last 7 minutes. Skippers are still stuck on just 2 shots on goal. It's over to Brady Shue. Shue stops. It's it down to Parrish. He gets tripped up. Play continues. Along the near side, it's held in. Here's Snuggerud. Snuggerud. It's almost redeflected off the skate by Michael Parrish. Not what Snuggerud intended to do, but it almost worked out for EP. If it had gone in, it would have been interesting to see if the referee would have let it count as it went off Parrish's skate. But we're going to get a penalty, and this one's going to I believe go against Eden Prairie. And it'll be Jack Clays going to the penalty box, so Minnetonka will get a chance here on the power play, and well, they've been struggling just as much as Eden Prairie with the man advantage. Skippers on the season just at 13.5%. From the corner, they'll send it up to Hersman at the point. They'll go across, they'll send it down low, little tic-tac-toe, almost redirected in the net, and Gertis able to get his legs closed in time, took a crazy bounce. Take a look at this one. Went off the skate of an Eden Prairie player and almost was disastrous for Gertis. Minnetonka will win the faceoff. It's Hersman. Down low, good pass. Now they'll try to center it to A.J. Klein. And a few returning offensive firepower players Minnetonka has on this year's squad. And they lost a ton of talent from last year's team, which had the number 2 seed in Section 6 and won the Lake Conference. They'll cross the blue line. Leave it for Klein. Up into the face mask of Gertis. He was able to make the save. Not exactly the kind of saves you draw up in the playbook, but hey, he'll take them. A couple of big stops for Eden Prairie senior netminder. Good job to leave that. For it was Gavin Payne who fired that shot up into the face mask of Gertis. Good job by him to come out and cut off that angle. Minute 11 to go here on the power play. Skippers will send that down to the far side. Now they will go behind the net. They'll survey the ice, go back down low. Up to the point. Hersman. They'll lose it in the corner. Now it's Steven Spinner shorthanded. Eden Prairie does have 3 shorthanded goals on the season. They're more than capable of scoring when they're shorthanded. And now it's Graham out in front to Spinner, and he scores shorthanded. Steven Spinner will break a long scoreless drought for Eden Prairie. They had gone 3+ periods without a goal despite playing well. Spinner breaks the drought and puts Eden Prairie up 1-0. A shorty, their 4th of the season. Great job to find Spinner out in front. Minnetonka a little slow getting back on defense with the power play. And boy, if you're an EP fan, did they need that just to break through after not having any luck over the past couple of games with their offense. Dumped into the zone. Berger on his forehand will play it over. They can't get it though. Arksinger will throw it at the net. Went wide. Smart play by the Eden Prairie junior. Here's Minnetonka out to the far side. Lawrence had it poked away from him. I guess I got to distinguish. That's Charlie Lawrence down there, since we now have Cole Lawrence also playing up on the varsity roster, as both the Lawrence boys playing some varsity hockey. cleared away by Eden Prairie, and that'll do it here for the Minnetonka power play. Because again, just like Eden Prairie, Minnetonka's power play struggling. They're now 1 for 21. And their past opportunities below 5%. And that insult of injury, the goal they gave up was shorthanded. Off the half wall, it's cleared out to center ice. It's Luke Snuggerud. He'll stick handle his way near the Minnetonka bench, cross the blue line, makes a move around, tries to center it, but turned away by the Minnetonka defense. Here comes Jack Kuhn to lead the rush. Kuhn couldn't stick handle around his shoe. Sullivan will throw it into the zone, and it will be icing against Eden Prairie with 51 seconds to go. Coming up in our first intermission, we'll give you a recap here of this first period. Also have some out-of-town scores to report to you all on the way during the intermission here on PSP Media. Brady Shue over to Andy Aguilar. And they'll send it out deep in the Minnetonka zone. Bouncing puck will trickle behind the net. Nieder will pin a skipper player up behind the goal of his team, and they'll send it up to the point. Here's Brady Shue. Shue to Aguilar. I've seen this every once in a while where Shue and Aguilar will be paired on the same defensive pair. Usually it's Shue and Snuggerud playing together. Under 10 seconds to go. One more chance for the Skippers, but they can't get it on the stick of their player on that far side. Bouncing puck, and that'll do it here for the first period, as it's 1-0 Eden Prairie here on PSP Media. Take a timeout and give you a recap of period number 1 coming up next here on PSPMN.com.
Jeepers, it's the creeper! What do we do now?
It's a mystery.
I know. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Zoinks! It's Lucy, like our favorite State Farm agent lady.
Hi, gang. I'll handle it. And that's not really a monster.
Creeper! Say hey!
Mr. Carswell!
You meddling kids.
State Farm takes the mystery out of dealing with insurance. Get to a groovier state.
Reggie, why aren't you eating? Like these insurance bills are so high, I've lost my appetite. I am freaking out.
Mysteriously high rates can be stressful. Switch to State Farm for discounts up to 40%. Get to a groovier state.
Shop and save with Brandy Warmbeer State Farm Insurance Office in Eden Prairie, a local connection at a lower cost. BrandyWarmbeer.com. Stay current on what's going on in your local community. The Sun Current is a local community newspaper that serves several communities in the Southwest Metro, including Eden Prairie, Edina, and Bloomington. The Sun Current will keep you up to date with the latest comings and goings on your school board, city council, arts and entertainment, and community events. And make sure you check out their in-depth high school sports coverage featuring weekly articles on Eden Prairie, Edina, Jefferson, and Kennedy. From football and hockey to tennis and swimming, the Sun Current has your favorite team covered. Keep it local and visit the Sun Current website at current.mnsun.com.
I'm Dr. Dennis Linslink, Clinic Administrator and Patient Care Coordinator for AdvoCare Clinics. And I'd like to welcome you to our office. AdvoCare Clinics is considered an outpatient rehabilitation facility. We're pretty much one-stop shop. We offer wellness and prevention as well as acute pain and injury management. We have 3 distinct departments in AdvoCare. We have a physical therapy department, a chiropractic, wellness and prevention, and acupuncture department, and a medical procedure department. And the unique characteristic is how we combine those therapies. Our goal is to prevent surgeries or conditions getting worse. So one of our specialties is knee, hip, ankle, shoulder problems, where people are considering surgery. Many times we can then provide care that'll buy them 5 to 10 years of ongoing function with their original equipment, their own joints and shoulders. Our patients tell us that they like the attention to detail that we deliver in our therapies. Most of our patients give us a 7+ score on a 1 to 10 scale, which means we're meeting a good amount of patient satisfaction based on your scores. AdvoCare's mission is to provide you a full and active lifestyle to the limits that you want, not what your body gives you.
Advocare Clinics, located off 494 and Highway 100, online at advocaremn.com. Think about the best athletes in the world, no matter the sport. How did they rise above the competition? These athletes didn't get to the top of their game on talent alone. They trained hard, and they trained right. PTI will work with your athlete to reach new heights. They'll get a high-level customized program from a skilled professional who truly cares about and understands your athlete's needs. The results of PTI will give your son or daughter the confidence and determination to unleash their full potential. Performance Therapy Innovations, where athletes get results.
Welcome back to the Pagel Activity Center. 1-0 Eden Prairie here at the end of the first period. A group of youngsters playing some hockey out there. I'm sure they're not going to be calling too many offsides or icings there in that youth game. Let's give you a recap here of the first period. It was Steven Spinner getting the only goal of the period, scoring 14:48. As he picked up for Spinner his, let me track it down, 10th goal of the season to give him now 23 points on the year. I thought they give Michael Graham an assist, but the official scoring says it's an unassisted goal, so just give the point to Spinner on that one. And in terms of penalties, both teams went 0 for 1 on the power play and really struggled. Eden Prairie did get a couple of chances on their man advantage chance, but not a whole lot of grade A opportunities. Minnetonka, on the other hand, had some open looks. I was talking with our cameraman, Krister, and they were saying that the Skippers had some good looks at the net, but just couldn't pull the trigger on that power play. So they not only didn't get many opportunities, they also gave up a shorthanded goal. That was, of course, when Spinner scored at 14:48. Shots on goal in the first period, a heavy advantage for Eden Prairie. They lead the shots on goal department 11-4 over the Minnetonka Skippers. Go ahead and take another timeout. When we come back, we'll take a look at some out-of-town scores, including what so far is a crazy statistic from the Edina versus Wayzata game. You won't believe the shots on goal to goal margin in that game. It's just nuts. We'll tell you about that in just a second here on PSB Media.
I wish it was spring.
Hello, Carl.
Whoa, who are you?
I'm the Mulch Store Genie.
Well, your entrance music makes you sound like an alien.
We Mulch Store Genies survive on grass and compost, not snow and ice.
If you're a genie, where's your lamp?
Mulch Store Genies live... Never mind you. Let's get to the point. You had a wish for me, Carl.
Yeah, I wished it would be spring.
Your wish is my command.
Sweet, this is much better. Wow, my lawn looks great too.
Indeed, Carl. That's the power of the Mulch Store Genius.
Thanks.
Tell your friends of my mulching powers.
The Mulch Store, granting beautiful lawn and landscaping wishes since 2000. Store locations in Burnsville, Minnetrista, Rosemount, and Shakopee.
Great food and great sports. It's the Tavern on 4 and 5 in Eden Prairie. This season, the Tavern on 4 and 5 will be showing several PSB broadcasts of Eden Prairie boys hockey on the big screen TVs. So make it a night out. Get some great food and watch the EP boys hockey team at the Tavern on 4 and 5. Some of their classics include the Mediterranean pizza, the Tavern turkey burger, and my personal favorite, the cheesy tater tots. It's the Tavern on 4 and 5, located just blocks from Eden Prairie High School.
Jeepers, it's the creeper!
What do we do now?
It's a mystery.
I know. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Zoinks! It's Lucy, like our favorite State Farm agent lady.
Hi, gang. I'll handle it. And that's not really a monster.
Creeper! Say hi!
Mr. Carswell!
You meddling kids.
State Farm takes the mystery out of dealing with insurance. Get to a groovier state.
Shop and save with Brandy Warmbeer's State Farm Insurance Office in Eden Prairie, a local connection at a lower cost. BrandyWarmbeer.com.
First intermission here at the Pagel Activity Center. Well, to a 1-0 lead, breaking a bit of a scoreless drought they had where got nearly 4 periods without a goal, but Steven Spinner able to break through shorthanded. Put the Eagles out to a 1-0 lead. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at some out-of-town scores, and the first one I want to pass along to you is the Edina versus Wayzata game. Some crazy numbers in that one. It's the first period. Edina's out to a 4-2 lead, but according to the Hockey Hub, the Hornets have only fired 6 shots on goal. Pretty good shooting percentage, 66%. That's the other Lake Conference game taking place tonight. Hornets being very efficient with their shots. Some other scores that went final from earlier today, and Hockey Day Minnesota taking place at the Hankey Pit in Elk River. It was Cloquet Esco Carleton topping Rochester Lords by a score of 4-1. Also in Hockey Day in Minnesota, let's see if I can find that Elk River score for you. As you can tell, I didn't watch the game on FSN this afternoon. Oh, let's see if we can find it on here. Not seeing it, so, here we go. Elk River got a 4-1 victory over Stillwater, also at the Hankey Pit. Now, there's another girls hockey game taking place outdoors as part of Hockey Day Minnesota. I believe it's Anoka taking on Elk River. Other scores that have gone final from earlier today at St. Thomas Academy getting past Simley 6-1. Also at Breck all over the Minneapolis Novas 10-2. It was Mankato West over Northfield 8-2. Also at East Grand Forks over Lake of the Woods 4-0. Lakeville South winning a high-scoring game over Rosebound 7-2. Other scores. Well, after Hopkins snapped their 24-game losing streak by beating Minnetonka on Thursday, they went to the Orono Ice Arena and dropped a 5-4 game. So it was Orono beating Hopkins 5-4. Also had a Section 1 battle, Owatonna getting past John Marshall 6-1. And Brainerd's leading Buffalo 3-1 with 12 minutes to go in the second period. And we also have South St. Paul on top of North St. Paul 1-0 in that game. So those are all the scores that we have to report to you. Again, the other Lake Conference scores, Edina versus Wayzata, and we have being reported to us Edina with a 4-2 lead over the Trojans despite having just 6 shots on goal. Awfully crazy stat in that game. Take another timeout and we will have the second period on the way, probably in about 6 to 8 minutes. You're listening to high school hockey here on PSB Media.
Think about the best athletes in the world, no matter the sport. How did they rise above the competition? These athletes didn't get to the top of their game on talent alone. They trained hard and they trained right. PTI will work with your athlete to reach new heights. They'll get a high-level customized program from a skilled professional who truly cares about and understands your athlete's needs. The results of PTI will give your son or daughter the confidence and determination to unleash their full potential. Performance Therapy Innovations, where athletes get results.
Guys, this is my cousin Raj.
Hey, boys, I just saved a ton of cash with my State Farm discount double check. So the brats are on me. Oh, jeez. Crazy dream.
Easy. You're gonna wreck Bob's dream. By the way, how's that sausage pillow?
Delicious, good stick.
Save with the discount double check today. Get to a better state. State Farm.
Shop and save with Brandy Warmbier State Farm Insurance Office in Eden Prairie. A local connection at a lower cost. BrandyWarmbier.com.
Ellie Johnson of Healthy Training has a special plan to get you back in shape.
What kind of separates us from a lot of other facilities is that your initial appointment is free. You get to come in, sit down, have that one-on-one appointment with a personal trainer, and we do a complimentary consultation. So we sit down with you and assess your goals, what you're trying to achieve, where you are at now, where you want to be. Then we're able to do a baseline assessment where we get your body fat, your measurements, we do some strength and flexibility tests. We gather all that knowledge, and then you know the program is created specifically and individually for you and not for anyone else.
Located south of 62 on Edenvale Boulevard, online at healthy-training.com.
Getting ready for the start of the second period here at Bagel Activity Center. Eden Prairie out to a 1-0 lead here over the Skippers. Shots on goal, 11-4 in favor of EP as we're underway here in period number 2. It'll be played back to Luke Snugrud. Eagles will be going from left to right here in this period. Minnetonka from right to left. Tipped into the zone by Cole Lawrence, fresh up on the varsity roster here for this one. They'll check a Minnetonka player up into the boards. It's Spinner colliding with Graham. Don't often see those two miscommunicate with each other. Dumped into the zone. Gertis will watch it trickle over to the corner. It's Snugrud. Lawrence now to Spinner with a burst of speed. Spinner from an odd angle cuts in towards the net, takes a deflection. Loose puck, and now it's whistled down as the net cage comes off. What a fancy little play there from Steven Spinner. I didn't think he'd have an angle on that one, but created a pretty good scoring chance out of it. Take a look at the speed from Eden Prairie senior defenseman. Towards the net and nearly kind of deflected into the net off of a skate. Faceoff will be outside the zone. Arksinger, Keeley, and Sullivan the line for Eden Prairie as it's won by Minnetonka. Played over to John Schultz. Sent deep in the zone. Andy Aguilar with the puck. Aguilar able to clear it out towards neutral. Now here's Keeley, has Artsinger at center. They get the tip, and it goes up and out of play. What a good-looking play here to start the second period. 13-4 now, the shots on goal margin. They're kind of saying between periods, if you're Minnetonka, you just kind of start firing the puck. Get that chance there to Riley Artsinger. Similar to that game last night at TCF Bank Stadium, if you happen to watch the Minnesota versus Ohio State game, where Gophers really switched up their strategy in the second period, just throwing everything they could at the goal, realizing you're not going to get a lot of fancy plays on that TCF Bank Stadium ice. See if the Skippers adjust their strategy and start to take some more shots. They'll have a chance here if they have gotten it down deep into the Eden Prairie zone. They'll send it up to the point. There's a shot. That one goes wide, though, from Ty Cosino. Into the corner, Sullivan will get tied up. They get it out to center. Klein received it awkwardly, so couldn't pull the trigger. Now it's Eden Prairie. 2-on-2. It's Michael Parrish along the right side. Parrish will stick handle behind the net. Now works his way to the top of the circle. A little late. Feed it over to Mark Sullivan, whose shot was deflected wide. I think Berger may have gotten his glove on that. And now it's finally cleared out to Mark Sullivan, and he'll fire it right back into the zone. And Berger to slow it down for Ben Hersman. They're calling his game a lot. Seeing a lot of ice time here for this young Skippers team. Steven Spinner able to force his way into the zone. He'll be helped out in support by Michael Graham. Bouncing puck behind the net. It's Spinner leaving it for Graham. Graham will backhand it down low to Cole Lawrence. Cole Lawrence will misfire on his pass up to the point. Gertis will play it over to Luke Snugrud. Gertis already has had one adventure stick handling the puck so far in this game. Here comes Snugrud, and good at the line. I thought Cole Lawrence may have been one step ahead of the play. It's Spinner sending it to the back of the net. Well, not a goal, I should say, hitting the back. Cleared off the advertising. And not out. Cole Lawrence able to hold it in as he gets wrestled to the ice. Now a race for the puck between Ryan and Snuggerud. Nobody will get there as it'll be icing. 13:36 to go here in the second period. Tonight's game brought to you by the Mulch Store, Performance Therapy Innovations, and Healthy Training. Located almost on the border of Eden Prairie and Minnetonka. It's a small local gym. Not a big box style, so you get personalized attention. Check it out. Loose puck. Berger has trouble with it. Still is able to get his pad on it as Eden Prairie was trying to hit that loose puck home. Again, for Healthy Training, they're online, healthy-training.com. Some hits delivered over in the corner of the skipper zone. Skipper will stumble, and now Eden Prairie will try to clear it outside the zone. They don't. Still held in. Arksinger gets tripped up. One-touch pass ahead to Keeley. Arksinger will dump it into the zone. Schultz will try to clear it. He'll lose it. At center ice. They go over to the left side. That shot goes wide. Pager with the puck. He'll backhand it to Sullivan. They try to go back to Pager, but turn it over in their own zone. Here's an opportunity for the Skippers, but they can't get it through to net. They still don't have a shot on goal yet here in the first period as Mark Sullivan a little shaken up. And we're actually going to get a penalty against Minnetonka. So it's time for another Eden Prairie power play as they're going to send A.J. Klein to the penalty box. As we saw Mark Sullivan slow to get up. Looks like he's all right heading over to the bench, but it will lead to Eden Prairie's second power play chance in the game, which is now 2 for 26 on their last chances. See if they can break through on this one. They ended their scoreless drought by scoring in the first period. See if they can end their power play dry spell. Graham and Spinner behind the net. They get it over to Artsinger. Back to Spinner. Fancy little pass over to Sullivan. Snuggerud. One-timer to Sullivan. His shot goes wide. Trying to go on that weak stick side. Short-handed opportunity. Couldn't get anything going on that. Good defense being played, though, by Gavin Payne to at least waste a few seconds. Here's Spinner across the blue line. Makes one move and flips it over the net. Crashes inside the net. Somehow it didn't come loose. Good break for Eden Prairie because play continues as they have possession. There's a shot. That one's deflected wide by Michael Graham. And now it's cleared outside the zone. Power play just about halfway over. Spinner couldn't get a stick handle cleanly. May have had a breakaway. Now still loose and cleared away by Minnetonka. Luke Snuggerud flips it over towards Michael Graham. Now it's Jack Plays. Plays gets checked off the puck. Will fight his way towards the end wall. Snuggerud calling for it. They're able to get it to Graham. Couldn't get much of a shot going. Graham will send it down low to Spinner. Back up to Graham. Trying to poke it away was Van Stant. There's the Minnetonka. Spinner will get it back. Works his way towards the lower circle. Takes a shot blocked. It's still caught up in the pads of a Minnetonka defenseman. And now finally whistled down by the official with 21 seconds to go here on the power play. At the very least, a somewhat better looking power play here for the Eagles with some more chances, but unless they can score in the next 21 seconds, yet another scoreless man advantage opportunity. Argetsinger, Keeley, and Jack Sullivan on the ice, getting a look here at the second power play unit. Minnetonka will win the face-off. It's tied up along the advertising on the far side. Argetsinger over to Jack Sullivan. Tried to work his way to the circle, but poked away by Minnetonka. They'll clear it, and that will do it here for the EP power play as they're 0 for 2 here in the game. Breaking into the zone, Sullivan will fire it across the crease. Nobody home. Minnetonka They'll try to get an opportunity going. Still searching for their first shot on goal. That one will go wide by A.J. Klein. And we're 1-0. Eden Prairie with the lead. Eden Prairie player gets tripped up. It'll lead to another power play as Gertis skates off. They'll get the extra attacker. Artsinger lost his stick handle, but now whistled off sides is Jack Keeley. So right back to the man advantage go the Eagles. See if I can get you a look at that trip right there. Face-off will be deep here in the Minnetonka zone, of course, with Eden Prairie on the power play for the third time tonight. Bouncing puck can't be corralled by Steven Spinner. Snuggerud will be pestered by a Minnetonka player who will lose his glove. That'll slow him down enough. Eden Prairie will have an odd man rush 4-on-3. Spinner will throw it towards the net, looking for a tip from Jack Clays. Now from the end wall. They'll have some miscommunication there. Not sure who wanted the puck on that. Didn't work out. As there's a minute 25 here on the power play, it's Snuggerud across the blue line. They'll get tripped up. And now a whole number of players will try to dig it out as Snuggerud will try to get back up on his feet. They'll take this if you're the Skippers. It'll waste some time, and it'll be flipped up out of play. And interesting to see where this face-off's going to be. Looks like it will be outside the zone, so a bad pass to the point will actually have Eden Prairie forced outside, so they'll have to regroup after the face-off. Minute 2 on the power play. Spinner avoids a check. To the end wall he goes. Will stick handle to the far side corner. At the top of the circle. One-timer to Mark Sullivan. Rebound given up by Berger. No harm done. Skippers are shorthanded. They may have a 2-on-1. They try to go back across to Jacob Klein. Now Snuggerud works his way to center. Great pass to Michael Graham and they score. What a beautiful pass from Luke Snuggerud. To Eden Prairie standout sophomore, and they take a 2-0 lead. Now check out this one here on replay. Just great vision again shown by Snuggerud. Able to find Michael Graham, who snipes it to the top shelf. And now 1 for 3 on the power play are the Eagles, so broken through in a couple of departments. They've scored a goal and also gotten a power play goal. Again, they came into this game having been shut out against Wyzetta. Behind the net, the Skippers will have it. It's a delayed penalty coming up against Eden Prairie. And now it'll be touched up by Brady Shue. So after the goal, not what you wanted if you're an EP fan, but you'll take it if you're a Minnetonka fan to try to get back in this one, as looks like it'll be Jack Clays going to the penalty box for the second time here in this game. Again, taking a look at Minnetonka's power play numbers, only 1 goal in their past 21 chances, including the opportunity they had back in the first period. Really been struggling on that power play on the season. They're just converting at a little over 13%. They'll have it in the corner, send it behind the net. Falling to the ice was Nick Green. Green will get it back. from the corner, goes up to the point. They go right side. There's a shot which was deflected wide. Green will backhand it up to the point. Across to Schultz. Schultz pulls the trigger and gets only the second shot on goal this period for the Skippers. Eden Prairie with a 22-6 shot edge. There's a shot and they score! Minnetonka cuts the lead in half with a power play goal. Some good puck movement. Take a look here on the replay. As they're able to find a man open in the top part of the slot, picking up the goal. It'll be John Schultz, and that's his 6th goal of the season. Jack Sullivan trying to respond. They try to get a baseball shot over to Harry Pager, hitting it out of the air. Now some major pushing and shoving here after the whistle. Trying to get the fans riled up, but not too much materializes from it. A big goal delivered by Minnetonka, as they've been outshot 22-7 in the game, but are only trailing by a goal. And looks like we will get coincidental penalties. Zach Van Sant will go to the box, as will Brady Shue for the Eagles. Actually check that as Jack Sullivan in the box, so both of them will be off, will remain, I believe, 5-on-5, although I only see 4 skaters on the ice for each team. Now they'll each send a 5th skater out to the ice. Coaching staff of Eden Prairie having a conversation with the official, trying to figure out who they want on the ice are the Eagles. Now they want Mark Sullivan on instead of Nieder. While they're sorting through that, I'd like to remind you tonight our broadcast brought to you by Brandy Warmbier State Farm Insurance Office, a local connection at a lower cost. Our office located in Eden Prairie Center, or near Eden Prairie Center, I should say. She's locally involved in the community and is worried about helping you, not the insurance companies. Shop and save with Brandy Warmbier. She's online at brandywarmbier.com. Snuggerud can't pull the trigger. Fans on it. Still gets an opportunity. Tipped up and they score! Not the prettiest goal you'll ever see, but Snuggerud stuck with it. And he puts Eden Prairie ahead 3-1. Let's take a look at this one. As you'll see, Snuggerud have a little trouble with it as he is able to cause a turnover. Throws it at the net. Someone in front will get credit for the goal for the Eagles. We'll wait for the official word. What a good response for EP. Mark Sullivan will avoid the referee. It's Snuggerud at the point. Fires a shot pad saved by Berger. Thrown on net by Cole Lawrence. Loose puck. And Nieder will get credit for the goal for the Eagles. Picking up his 2nd on the season. Breaking up a long drought that he had. I believe his last goal was back in the 2nd game against Rosemount. Faceoff will be deep here in the skipper zone. Eden Prairie starting right where they left off in shots on goal department. Outshot them 14-2 here in the 2nd period. For the game, Skippers only with 6 shots on goal. They took one of them away. There's a hit into the boards. And the penalty is coming up against Eden Prairie, and it'll be a matter of how many minutes it'll be. So Spinner's going to go to the box. It's a matter of how long they'll be there. As very frustrated is Samuel McNeil as he slams his helmet on the bench as he skates over to his side. And they are indeed going to give him a 5-minute penalty. Again, I was saying, wondering how long he'd be in the box for, and they do give him a 5. So a big chance here for the Skippers to try to get back in this one. They have scored a power play goal in the game. Yeah, Steven Spinner in the box for 5 minutes. And that'll pretty much take us to the end of the second period as there's 5:40 left to go. And here comes Eden Prairie. 3-on-1. A shot from Parrish goes wide. Looking for their second shorthanded goal of the night. They had a 3-on-1 opportunity. Snuggerud lays some lumber into the goal scorer, John Schultz, from earlier. Snuggerud, a shot that goes wide. Boy, who's on the power play? It's Minnetonka technically, but it's looked like Eden Prairie with the better of the chances here in the first couple seconds. Minnetonka will dump it deep into the zone. Luke Snuggerud will clear it around outside the zone. You're a Skipper fan, you're hoping you don't fall into the old adage where you say you have plenty of time with a 5-minute power play because those minutes can evaporate quickly. See if they can get something going. Went off the skate of number 19, Casino. He'll stick handle his way down low. Up to Nelson. Now up top to the point. Good pass over to Klein. Scores! Actually, check out, it was Jacob Nelson scoring. And that insult for injury for Eden Prairie. Minnetonka is going to stay on the power play, but a good-looking goal for Minnetonka as they cut the deficit down to 1. Take a look at some good puck movement of the Skippers. As they score from the circle, and Jacob Nelson, that's his 3rd goal of the season. And they still have plenty of time to work with here on the power play. Nelson will have it. He'll go over to the right side to Casino. Cleared away by AP. I think the Skippers have solved their power play problems. Again, they came into the game 1 for 20. They've got 2 power play goals so far in this one. And they have over 3 minutes to work with here on this power play. And uh-oh, are we going to get another penalty? No, perhaps a break there for EP. The Skippers will carry it into the zone. It's Nelson up to the point to Hersman. His shot goes wide. Bold now to gather it up. He can't clear it though. Aguilar can't clear it himself. Up to Hersman at the point. Had to go off his skate, and Parrish can't stick it out of the air. Otherwise, he would have had himself a shorthanded breakaway. Going to get our clocks matched up. There's 3:16 to go here in the period, and now 2:33 on the power play. Minnetonka from the corner. We'll flip it up outside the zone. And now whistled down. So we're 3-2 here in this one, even though the Eagles have a 26-7 shot advantage. And now the faceoff's going to be deep in the Skippers' end of the rink. Michael Graham trying to waste some time, and good job by him as he forces Berger to glove it down. I'll waste a few more seconds. Take a look at the play there by Michael Graham to cause some havoc behind the net. Minnetonka comes away with it. They're 2-on-2. They'll get checked up along the end wall. Up to the point they go to John Schultz. And the first goal of the game for the Skippers. It's tied up in the corner. Banked off the half wall and out. Under 2 minutes to go on the Skippers' power play, as again Steven Spinner was assessed a 5-minute major a few minutes ago. Minnetonka has already come through with 1 goal here on the power play. At least on this power play, I should say. They have 2 power play goals on the game, of course. Ben Hersman behind the net. Schultz will backhand it over to Shue, and that's an easy clear for Eden Prairie senior defenseman. A misfire on a pass. That'll allow Shue to flip it up into the air. He'll clear it with 1:02 to go on the power play and 1:45 in the period. Taking a look at some Eden Prairie penalty kill numbers. They've also been struggling as of late. They came into the game killing off only 64% of their penalties, and that percentage is going to drop as Minnetonka is now 2 for 3 with the man advantage in this one. Behind the net, it's Andy Aguilar. Aguilar gets checked up into the boards. Good physical play by Minnetonka's forward to Jacob Nelson. Nelson will try to dig it out. He'll throw it. Eden Prairie player to the ice. EP fans want a penalty. They won't get one, or actually, they might. That was my mistake. I didn't see a hand go in the air. I don't have a good vantage point of the near side corner here at the activity center. It looks like Minnetonka will pick up a penalty, though. And if it indeed is a penalty, that'll wipe away the final 37 seconds of Minnetonka's power play, and indeed that will be the case. So we'll be even strength for a while now. Even strength for 37 seconds before Eden Prairie will go on a brief power play. Getting the penalty was Jacob Nelson. Well, too much physical play down there as he actually delivered a good clean hit, but then the referee whistled him down. Sullivan across to Snuggerud. Over to Sullivan, approaching the 1 minute mark. Here comes Minnetonka into the zone. Checked off the puck by Mark Sullivan. Good defense by the junior defenseman. Now they get it out in front. Big save by Gertis. Another slap shot goes wide. A couple of golden opportunities for the Skippers to try to tie this game up. Eagles are on a power play. That shot is blocked out in front. And now crossing center ice. Here comes Eden Prairie. A shot, rebound given up by Berger, and cleared away by Minnetonka. 21 seconds to go. Snuggerud across the blue line. Fires a shot, glove save by Berger. So 16 seconds and some change to go here in the second period. Unless they score, the power play will carry over into the third period. Off the face-off, a shot fired by Mark Sullivan and gloved out of the air by the netminder Berger. Graham, who's been taking a lot of face-offs as of late for Eden Prairie, will lose it as it's cleared out to the neutral zone with 7 seconds. Flipped into the zone, and that should pretty much do it here for the second period, as the Skippers will clear it. And the second period comes to the end a wild one as it's 3-2 Eden Prairie as both teams strike twice here in the second session. Take a timeout and give you a wrap-up of the second period. That's coming up next here on PSB Media.
Jeepers, it's the creeper.
What do we do now? It's a mystery.
I know. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Zoinks! It's Lucy, like our favorite State Farm agent lady.
Hi, gang. I'll handle it. And that's not really a monster.
Creeper!
Mr. Carswell?
You meddling kids.
State Farm takes the mystery out of dealing with insurance. Get to a groovier state.
Why aren't you eating? Like these insurance bills are so high, I've lost my appetite. I am freaking out.
Mysteriously high rates can be stressful. Switch to State Farm for discounts up to 40%. Get to a groovier state.
Shop and save with Brandy Warmbier State Farm Insurance Office in Eden Prairie. A local connection at a lower cost. BrandyWarmbier.com.
I'm Dr. Dennis Linslink, Clinic Administrator and Patient Care Coordinator for Advocare Clinics. And I'd like to welcome you to our office. Advocare Clinics is considered an outpatient rehabilitation facility. We're pretty much one-stop shop. We offer wellness and prevention as well as acute pain and injury management. We have 3 distinct departments in Advocare. We have a physical therapy department, a chiropractic, wellness and prevention and acupuncture department, and a medical procedure department. And the unique characteristic is how we combine those therapies. Our goal is to prevent surgeries or conditions getting worse. So one of our specialties is knee, hip, ankle, shoulder problems, where people are considering surgery. Many times we can then provide care that'll buy them 5 to 10 years of ongoing function with their original equipment, their own joints and shoulders. Our patients tell us that they like the attention to detail that we deliver in our therapies. Most of our patients give us a 7+ score on a 1 to 10 scale, which means we're meeting a good amount of patient satisfaction based on your scores. Advocare's mission is to provide you a full and active lifestyle to the limits that you want, not what your body gives you.
Advocare Clinics, located off 494 and Highway 100, online at advocaremn.com. Speaking with Rob Friend at the mulch store. Rob, once people have finished up trimming those trees or raking those leaves, how easy is it for them to stop in at the mulch store to drop off those materials? Or maybe even pick up some mulch for next year?
Well, if you want to stop in and drop off, you come in, check in at the gate attendant, and they'll point you in the right direction after you pay a small fee. And if you're ready to pick up something to do a final garden or mulch project, pick out the product you want, pay for the fee, and we'll load up a trailer or a pickup truck if you have that. If not, we do have delivery available.
And of course, you guys have locations all over the metro area.
That's right. For locations and more information on delivery, you can check us out at our website, mulchstoremn.com.
End of 2 periods here at the Pagel Activity Center as Eden Prairie looking to be only the 6th ever team to win here at Pagel. Skippers come into the game 66-5-3 in their last 74 games here at home. Let's go ahead and give you a recap of the second period. Getting the scoring started at 8:46 of the second period was Michael Graham on the power play as that put the Eagles ahead 2-0. And for Eden Prairie sophomore, it was his 10th goal of the season to give him 19 points. Minnetonka scored about a minute later, though, as John Schultz picked up a power play goal and cut the lead in half to make it 2-1. And Eden Prairie retook a 2-goal lead as Jesse Neer scored an even strength goal at 10:31. That gave the Eagles a 3-1 lead. Luke Snuggerud picked up the assist for EP. And then Minnetonka made it interesting as they scored on another power play. Jacob Nelson finding the back of the net. And for him, that was his 3rd goal of the season. That was part of the 5-minute penalty. That was assist to Steven Spinner, as that's how Minnetonka made it 3-2. Special teams numbers on the game. Minnetonka's 2 for 3 on the power play. Eden Prairie is 1 for 3, as they're currently working on their 4th power play opportunity, as 39 seconds of power play time will carry over into period number 3. Shots on goal in the second period, a heavy advantage for Eden Prairie. They outshot Minnetonka 19-6 in period number 2 for the game. They're out shooting Minnetonka 30-8, but only stat that counts is the score, and they only have a 3-2 lead to the Eagles over the Skippers. And Minnetonka has at least been efficient with their offense, scoring on a couple of power plays. We'll take another timeout and take a look at some out-of-town scores up next. It's high school hockey here on PSB Media.
The Sun Current is proud to be your community news leader for over 50 years. Each week you can read their in-depth coverage on local government, school district news, high school sports matchups, community events, and newsmakers. The Sun Current's website is now mobile user-friendly and provides breaking local news coverage daily. Check it out at current.mnsun.com. The sound of a satisfying meal. More than 200,000 people in the Twin Cities don't have enough access to food. Now's your chance to do something. Share a simple meal of soup and bread to help raise money to fight hunger locally. Saturday, January 18th from 11 a.m. until 2:30 p.m., join supporters like yourself for Prop's 4th annual fundraiser. On top of breaking bread, collect a one-of-a-kind hand-painted ceramic bowl. Enjoy entertainment by After 5 Women's Vocal Ensemble and other local musicians. And fight to keep your neighbors fed. Sponsored by Pulte Group, the Minnesota Vikings, and Cheryl Eastbourne of Edina Realty, it's the Props 4th Annual Fundraiser. Saturday, January 18th from 11 a.m. till 2:30 at Eden Prairie Central Middle School. To learn more, go to propfood.org.
Think about the best athletes in the world, no matter the sport. How did they rise above the competition? These athletes didn't get to the top of their game on talent alone. They trained hard, and they trained right. PTI will work with your athlete to reach new heights. They'll get a high-level customized program from a skilled professional who truly cares about and understands your athlete's needs. The results of PTI will give your son or daughter the confidence and determination to unleash their full potential. Performance Therapy Innovations, where athletes get results.
Second intermission here at Pagel Activity Center. It's Eden Prairie has a 3-2 lead over the Minnetonka Skippers, and not only a Big Lake Conference matchup, but also a Section 6 battle. Both these teams certainly in positioning for better seeding in Section 6. Currently, Eden Prairie would be the 3 seed if the season were to end today. Minnetonka would be the 5 seed. Let's give you a rundown of some out-of-town scores. We'll take a look at the ones that are taking place in the evening. We have, actually before the hub, misreported the Edina Wayzata score back in the first period. I thought it was awfully weird to have Edina leading Wayzata 4-2, despite only having 6 shots on goal. They've gotten the correct score now. Wayzata leads Edina 3-2 with 44 seconds to go in the second period. Also, Egan has a 1-0 lead over Bloomington Jefferson. They're at the end of the first period in that one. And it's North St. Paul leading South St. Paul 4-1 with 5 minutes to go in the second period. Also have Burnsville on top of Lakeville North 3-2 with 2 minutes to go in the second period in that one. Brainerd and Buffalo are tied up at 4 with 6 minutes left in the third period. Possibly a preview of the Section 8 AA championship. Actually, I lied. War Road plays single A hockey. Either way, though, War Road's playing Moorhead. 2 of the better teams you'll find in southwest or northwest Minnesota. The single A Warriors of War Road lead the double A Moorhead Spuds by a score of 4-3. And also one other evening score for you. It was Orono beating Hopkins by a score of 5-4 in non-conference play. So a bit of a disappointing result for the Royals after they snapped their 24-game conference losing streak by beating Minnetonka on Thursday. And they turned things around and drop a tough one in Long Lake to Orono 5-4. So look at some out-of-town scores. We'll take another timeout and have the third period on the way in about 5 minutes or so. This is high school hockey on PSB Media.
Think about the best athletes in the world, no matter the sport. How did they rise above the competition? These athletes didn't get to the top of their game on talent alone. They trained hard, and they trained right. PTI will work with your athlete to reach new heights. They'll get a high-level customized program from a skilled professional who truly cares about and understands your athlete's needs. The results at PTI will give your son or daughter the confidence and determination to unleash their full potential. Performance Therapy Innovations, where athletes get results.
Jeepers, it's the creeper!
What do we do now? It's a mystery.
I know. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Zoinks! It's Lucy, like our favorite State Farm agent lady.
Hi, gang. I'll handle it. And that's not really a monster.
Creeper!
Mr. Carswell!
You meddling kids.
State Farm takes the mystery out of dealing with insurance. Get to a groovier state.
Shop and save with Brandy Warmbeer's State Farm Insurance Office in Eden Prairie, a local connection at a lower cost. BrandyWarmbeer.com.
Getting ready for the start of the third period. Eden Prairie with a 3-2 lead. They will have 39 seconds of power play time to work with to get the third period underway. And we're underway here in the third period. Eden Prairie has a 3-2 lead over the Skippers. Again, despite having a heavy shot margin, they lead that department 30-8. Up ahead to Michael Graham. He'll send that into the zone. 21 seconds to go on the man advantage. Slap shot from Steven Spinner goes up and over the net. Now behind the net, it's Luke Snuggerud with the puck. Snuggerud, outlet pass to Spinner, had it poked away from him. And Minnetonka is full strength. They'll work their way inside the EP zone. One-handed up ahead by Mark Sullivan. Now on to Graham. Has Spinner with him, and they're offsides, but won't matter. Minnetonka's going the other way. Nelson will fall to the ice. A collision between Klein and Graham. Minnetonka will have it on the far side out at center ice. Work their way towards center. Across the blue line they go. They can't stick handle their way around Brady Shue. And now in the corner, Minnetonka will have it. They go up to the point. Shot through some traffic. Loose in front, will trickle over to the side. Keeley and Nelson will battle it out. Comes away to Jack Keeley. Keeley will dump it into the zone. Keeley would slam to the end wall. I think it was him more slipping than it was actually getting checked to the ice, so no penalty will be called. Good no call by the officials, I think. See if we can grab that here on replay. There was a little shoulder contact, but it was also a combination of Keeley slipping as well, it looked like, possibly. Here's Minnetonka out at center ice. Good job to hold the zone. It'll be scooped up by Gertis. He'll put it into the corner. Good offense established here by Minnetonka early in the period. Haven't seen that a lot so far in the game as Harry Pager takes a big tumble. Berger will slow it down behind the net. Chasing it down will be Mario Balgerlot. Loses stick handle. Now it's Snuggerud. 4-on-2 for Eden Prairie. If they hurry, they'll overshoot Sullivan. They'll get to it in time. Take a slap shot that goes wide from an odd angle. Cleared down deep into the EP zone. Bold now to pick it up. He'll evade a Minnetonka check. Off the wall. That'll be stick handled in, or actually sent in by Nieder, I should say. Minnetonka from behind their own net. Will stick handle up along the near side. Here comes Zach Van Sant. Try to center it there, able to get the centering pass, and Curtis just gets a piece of it. as it trickled away from the net. I didn't think they'd be able to connect with that centering pass, but they pulled it off and had a good-looking opportunity on Gertis, who just barely got a piece of it. Working in front, hits the goal post, and they score! Steven Spinner! His second goal of the night puts Eden Prairie ahead 4-2. You can hear that clang off the goal post from here, and then it went in the net. And EP's back up by 2 goals. A second swat from Steven Spinner, and that gets Eden Prairie a 4-2 lead. Mark Sullivan to dump it into the zone. That's a tough blow for Minnetonka. They looked pretty good through the first few minutes here of the third period. And Spinner wrapped it around, then kept banging at the puck. And picked up his second goal of the night. And for the senior captain, now has 11 goals, 13 assists on the year as he's averaging well over 1 point a game. I'll turn it over. What a move made by Graham. He'll crash into the goaltender, Berger. As pretty a play as you'll ever see from the sophomore for Eden Prairie, Michael Graham. It's tied up along the end wall. It's loose. No one wants to get it. One-timer to Artsinger is blocked and out of play. With 12:45 to go here in the second period. Tonight's our game is brought to you by the Mulch Store. They have the best compost in the Midwest, and the cool part about the Mulch Store is once you drop off your yard waste in the fall, it gets turned into great material that you can use in the spring for all your landscaping needs. Really check it out. Use them instead of going to one of those big box stores because you get personalized service at the Mulch Store, and best off, they can even deliver to your front door. Find more information at mulchstoremn.com, mulchstoremn.com. Gertis will slow it down behind his own net. Brady Shue to backhand it in the corner. It's picked up by Nelson. Thrown on net. Nelson swatted it, but it was blocked by the Eden Prairie defense. Had an open net to look at for a moment. Dumped into the zone. Picked up by Brady Shue. They'll go over to Snuggerud. Up ahead to Keeley. Keeley, a cross-ice pass over to Brady Shue. He'll carry it into the zone. Into the corner, he'll stop. Leave it for Artsinger. His pass to the point was picked off. Hustling off the bench was Nieder. He'll go over to Aguilar on the weak side. .11:33 in the third period as the Eagles have opened up a 4-2 lead. And leads of 2-0, 3-1, now 4-2. But each time EP scored and opened up that 2-goal lead, the Skippers have responded. And a big blast from Charlie Lawrence, and now it's a lot of pushing and shoving after the whistle. As some haymakers are being thrown by both Lawrence and the Minnetonka players down there. And tempers flaring here in this one, and we're without a doubt going to see a couple of penalties on each side. It'll be a matter of how much time Lawrence and any possible Minnetonka players get. As Lawrence will head to the box. It'll be interesting to see if Lawrence picks up more penalty time than Minnetonka's John Schultz. Lawrence delivered a huge blast to Schultz. He took exception to it, and then there was some fists flying in the air after they got into a scrum. Well, Steven Spinner and A.J. Klein, the captains for both squads, will talk things over with the official. While they do that, we'll go ahead and take a very quick timeout. This is high school hockey here on PS.
Why aren't you eating? Like these insurance bills are so high, I've lost my appetite. I am freaking out.
Mysteriously high rates can be stressful. Switch to State Farm for discounts up to 40%. Get to a groovier state.
Shop and save with Brandy Warmbeer's State Farm Insurance Office in Eden Prairie. A local connection at a lower cost. BrandyWarmbeer.com.
There are many ways to get fit at Healthy Training. Ellie Johnson spills some of those secrets.
When you're here, you're working with a personal trainer. It's a one-on-one environment. You know that program is customized to you so that you can achieve your goals and concentrating on the exercise.
We'll actually go ahead and cut back into the action as we're ready to drop the puck. Overall, Charlie Lawrence was assessed 4 minutes of penalty time. For Minnetonka, it was John Schultz who was assessed 2 minutes of penalty time. So it will be a 2-minute power play here for the Minnetonka Skippers. Again, 4 were assessed to Lawrence and 2 to John Schultz. Still waiting for the official word on what exactly the penalties were. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Yeah, it was. So Alex Pizon will actually serve the penalty as they sort it out. Yeah, so it will be a 2-minute power play nonetheless for Minnetonka. Help from Dave Woodley, who's helping out with our broadcast, to point that out as they had to send another player to the box, did the Eagles, since it was 4 minutes of penalty time to Lawrence and 2 to Schultz. So Pizon will serve the extra 2 for Charlie Lawrence. Minute 42 to go on the power play. It's tied up along the boards. And then we'll get a face-off. So not exactly what you wanted if you're Eden Prairie, because Minnetonka, despite struggling on the power play for most of the season, they're 2 for 3 in this game and have looked good on both their second and third power play opportunities. And who knows, they could cut this back to a 1-goal lead. I'll go up to the point as it's held in by Hersman. They'll send it down deep. Hersman over to the left side point. Minnetonka with the puck. And it's Hersman again. And on a shot, and Keeley's not able to clear it. Now down low they'll have it. Stick handling behind the net. A shot from the face-off dot is gloved out of the air by Jake Gertis as we get more extracurricular activities here after the whistle. Well, tonight, again, our broadcast is brought to you by the Tavern on 4 and 5. Delicious food that they serve over at the Tavern on 4 and 5. Cheeseburgers, and check out their pizzas sometime. I had some the other day. I had the Mediterranean special. Delicious. Made some great lunchtime food. So check it out. Tavern on 4 and 5. Tonight, our game also brought to you by Performance Therapy Innovations and Healthy Training of Eden Prairie, located right on the border of VP and Minnetonka near Highway 62. In the corner, there's still 36 seconds to go of power play time. We'll see if we can get that power play clock on the screen for you. And now we're going to get a whistle with 24 seconds to go on the power play and 9:32 in the game. And Minnetonka is going to pick up a penalty as they'll send Jacob Nelson to the box. So that'll wipe away the power play that the Skippers had. So for 24 seconds, we'll be 4-on-4 before Eden Prairie will get an abbreviated power play. A shot right on and a save made by Berger. Looking for a wraparound attempt. It's Harry Pager who gets slammed into the boards. Jack Sullivan can't get it up to the point. Minnetonka will have it near the advertising on the far side. the penalty has expired to Eden Prairie. At least half the penalty that was assessed to Charlie Lawrence. Pizon was serving the penalty, though. And EP's on the power play right now. It'll be Minnetonka with the puck in their own zone. Here come the Skippers across the blue line. They'll fan on a shot attempt. Well, some more hits being delivered as this game certainly turned physical. Been a good hard-nosed game so far. Under a minute on the EP power play. They try to go across, turned away by the Minnetonka defense. And they'll flip it up outside the zone. Gertis to slow it down for Snuggerud. Over to Mark Sullivan, he'll dump it in. Berger can't get there in time. Snuggerud looking, now it's Graham. Back down low. Up top to Snuggerud. And it goes right into the belly of Berger to make the save with 16 seconds on the power play and 7:49 here in regulation. Busy week of EP hockey we'll have for you on PSBMN.com as the Eagles have two tough games taking place this week. On Tuesday they'll take on Benilde St. Margaret's. That's a game we'll have for you here on PSBMN.com, as well as Thursday's game against Burnsville. So check them both out on PSBMN.com. And of course, next weekend, Eden Prairie will get back into Lake Conference play against Hopkins. That's another one we'll have for you on PSP. Turned away by Berger. As Minnetonka's now full strength. And a huge blast into the boards, and more tempers are going to be flaring. Penalties coming up against Minnetonka, and now the question is if it's going to be 5, as that was a huge blast into the boards. Let's see if we can get a look at that hit. I'll see it coming up in just a second. As Keeley took a big hit into the boards, and I think they might get A.J. Klein for 5, and indeed they do. As you can tell, no love lost between Eden Prairie and Minnetonka. These two teams are border rivals. They've, for a number of years, played youth hockey against each other. These players know each other very well, and makes all of them that much more ornery when you hook up that many times. We'll go back to live action now. And Eden Prairie on a 5-minute power play. It's Sullivan with the puck in the corner. And it'll be cleared out to Luke Snuggerud. Snuggerud up ahead to Riley Arsinger. Arsinger stops. Off to Snuggerud at the point. Spinner. Leaves it for Snuggerud. Goes back to Spinner up top. Now it's Snuggerud. And try to redirect it into the net. And Minnetonka will skate with it outside the zone. They center it out in front. Here comes Michael Graham to lead a 3-on-2 for EP. Fakes a slap shot, now works his way down low. Centers it to Pager, throws it on net, loose in front. And now cleared away by Minnetonka with 3:40 to go here on the power play for EP. And it's Andy Aguilar. Aguilar will throw it into the zone. About 5.5 here in regulation. They'll try to dig it out in that corner. It's Pager who will get to it as he gets slammed into the wall by Casano. Skipper shorthanded into the EP zone, losing his stick handle as Gavin Payne. They'll fall to the ice, and now they find Michael Graham, who's had some fancy plays here in this game. Graham, a one-timer to Shoe on net. Berger makes the save. Now it's loose out in front and finally covered up. We have 2:41 to go here on the power play, and 4:51 in regulation. We'll run our game clock to match up with the official clock here at the Pagel Activity Center. Face-off will be to the right of Jacob Berger. Despite giving up the 4 goals, I think he's had a good game, making some good saves for his teams. Comes into the game with a 6-4 record, 2.27 goals against average, and a .920 save percentage. Did see some time last year on Minnetonka's varsity team. In fact, I think he played in the game against Eden Prairie last year at the Pagel Activity Center, if I remember correctly, when it was Minnetonka topping Eden Prairie 5-3. It was a close game last year here at Pagel most of the way. 4-3 into the closing minutes before the Skippers got an empty net goal. He, of course, played a second time in late conference play at the EP Community Center, and that one was all Skippers last season, topping EP by a score of 6-2. Here's Steven Spinner behind the net, 2.5 to go on the power play. Graham, Spinner. One touch back from Snuggerud back to Spinner. They have some trouble with it. And now it'll be Jacob Nelson. They create something short-handed, and it can't trickle into the net. They get an open net, and it hits the goal post on a delayed penalty coming up. Man, what action. It was a delayed penalty. Well, let's get on replay. I'll just let you watch it rather than have me explain it. What a crazy sequence. Check this out again. Again, on the breakaway for Kuhn, it was a delayed penalty. And they nearly came back and scored. Although it'd be interesting if they had scored, because Gerda swatted to the side, which should have killed the play in the first place. I couldn't tell if the whistle blew or not because it got so loud in here. So we'll be 4-on-4 now. Before Eden Prairie will go back on a 5-second power play. So at least 2 of the 5 minutes will go off the power play, as picking up the penalty for EP was Steven Spinner. Brady Shue will have it in his own zone as he avoids a Minnetonka check. As the Skipper player took the worst of it. That was Casano. In a hard-hitting third period, as Luke Snuggerud will skate with it up along the near side boards. Snuggerud will get thrown into the boards at the top of the circle. His pass was tipped, trying to go over to Mark Sullivan. Again, 4-on-4 for another minute before EP goes back on a 5-second power play. And it'll be thrown into the zone. Well, if you missed it earlier today, we had a broadcast of the Eden Prairie girls hockey team against number 1 rated Hopkins, and congratulations to the EP girls as they skated away with a 4-3 victory, giving Hopkins, the girls team, only their second loss on the season. So congratulations to Jamie Grossman and his EP girls hockey squad on getting a very big victory here at the end of the girls hockey season. Face-off will be to the left of Berger. A collision behind the net. Minnetonka will spin behind their own net. It's Van Sant working his way up along the far side. Here comes Minnetonka towards the slot. They fire a shot that went over the net. They get it out to Graham. Graham will fire it on an empty net. Minnetonka's actually pulled their goaltender, which is interesting because they were technically shorthanded for 5 seconds. But hey, you're down by 2 goals. You got to take some risks. And they'll look for an empty netter with Graham. And now Spinner with it. And Spinner, I think, will just wisely retreat out to the neutral zone. You really don't need that 5th goal, meaning that you're already up by 2. So they'll just waste some more time. Spinner will deliver a hit into Nick Green. So he flipped up outside the zone by Luke Snuggerud. Minute 40 to go in the game. Again, Minnetonka's pulled their goaltender. They have the extra attacker on the ice. Turned over at the blue line. The referee gets in the way as they try to get it up ahead to Jack Sullivan. Skippers will dump it into the zone. It's Andy Aguilar. And he'll flip it up into the bench. So if this score holds, it will be only the 6th time ever that Minnetonka has lost a game here at the Pagel Activity Center. And half of those losses will have come this year. Skippers lost on Thursday to Hopkins 5-2, and they're on the verge of dropping one here to Eden Prairie. The Eagles have not won a game in Minnetonka since way back in 2006. And the boys hockey team for EP looking to make some history tonight. They'll take a timeout as the Skippers will talk things over. You're listening to high school hockey here on PSB Media.
Think about the best athletes in the world, no matter the sport. How did they rise above the competition? These athletes didn't get to the top of their game on talent alone. They trained hard, and they trained right. PTI will work with your athlete to reach new heights. They'll get a high-level customized program from a skilled professional who truly cares about and understands your athlete's needs. The results of PTI will give your son or daughter the confidence and determination to unleash their full potential. Performance Therapy Innovations, where athletes get results. We're speaking with Rob Friend at the mulch store. Rob, once people have finished up trimming those trees or raking those leaves, how easy is it for them to stop in at the mulch store to drop off those materials? Or maybe even pick up some mulch for next year?
Well, if you want to stop in and drop off, you come in, check in at the gate attendant, and they'll point you in the right direction after you pay a small fee. And if you're ready to pick up something to do a final garden or mulch project, pick out the product you want, pay for the fee, and we'll load up a trailer or a pickup truck if you have that. If not, we do have delivery available.
And of course, you guys have locations all over the metro area.
That's right. For locations and more information on delivery, you can check us out at our website, mulchstoremn.com.
Great food and great sports.
We're back to live action now, just off the face-off. It's tied up along the advertising. Sullivan will get the puck as he gets checked into the boards. Skippers will try to hold it. They'll fire a shot right on against Jake Gertis, who makes the save. It was Gavin Payne with that blast. We'll look at that shot again from Payne. Gertis, who's quietly had a very effective game here for EP. Minnetonka will win the faceoff. And now we'll get a whistle with 58 seconds to go here in regulation. Skipper is trying to look for a minor miracle here at the end. Don't forget our Sun Current post-game show is on the way next after the game, as we'll give you a recap of this one and also a preview of next week's games that EP will have. Tough ones coming up on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And now a loose puck here in the neutral zone. They're looking for the empty netter. A good job to prevent it there by John Schultz. Here comes the Skippers across the blue line with under 40. They'll get checked off the puck by Luke Snuggerud. It's bouncing up into the air. And now it's Eden Prairie 2-on-1 looking for the empty netter. It's Sullivan over to Michael Graham, and that'll do it. For 25 seconds, an empty netter puts Eden Prairie ahead 5-2. And for only the 6th time in the history of the Pagel Activity Center, Minnetonka will suffer a loss. And for the first time since 2006, Eden Prairie will win a game at Minnetonka. So some history is going to be made. Get the empty netter over to Graham again. Nieder will have the puck. Berger's back between the pipes. He'll slow it down with 18 seconds. Tied up with 10 seconds. 5 seconds to go, and it'll be Parrish retreating and spinning. And that'll do it. And it's Eden Prairie getting a rare victory here at the Pagel Activity Center. We'll have the Sun Current postgame show on the way next here on PSB Media.
The Sun Current is proud to be your community news leader for over 50 years. Each week you can read their in-depth coverage on local government, school district news, high school sports matchups, community events, and newsmakers. The Sun Current's website is now mobile user-friendly and provides breaking local news coverage daily. Check it out at current.mnsun.com.
Welcome back here to the Pagel Activity Center. It's the Sun Current postgame show. The Sun Current is your community news source for the Southwest Metro for over 50 years, providing news on school boards, politics, also nonprofits, and of course high school sports. They're mobile user-friendly at current.mnsun.com, current.mnsun.com. Give you a quick recap of the scoring here in this game as Eden Prairie beats Minnetonka 5-2. Steven Spinner scored first at the 14:48 mark of the first period, gave EP a 1-0 lead. And they took a 2-0 lead at EP at 8:46 of the second period. It was Michael Graham getting a goal. At 9:54, Minnetonka cut the lead in half on a John Schultz power play goal as that made a 2-1. Eden Prairie went up 3-1 on an even strength goal by Jesse Niederer. Minnetonka, though, cut the lead back down to 1 on a Jacob Nelson goal at 12:32 as we stood 3-2 Eden Prairie after 2 periods. Third period, it was at 3:16, Steven Spinner scoring his second goal of the game to put EP up 4-2. Then at 16:35, Michael Graham, an empty netter, as that gave Eden Prairie a 5-2 lead. Shots on goal for the entire game were 38-16 in favor of Eden Prairie. Again, they outshoot Minnetonka 38-16. Special teams numbers, EP was 1 for 6 on the power play. Minnetonka was 2 for 4. On Tuesday, Eden Prairie will take on Benilde St. Margaret's. Thursday, it'll be at Burnsville. And Saturday, home to Hopkins. We'll have all 3 of those games here on PSBMN.com. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors for tonight's game, including the Mulch Store, the Tavern on 4 and 5, Performance Therapy Innovations, Brandy Warmbier State Farm Insurance Office, Healthy Training, Home Video Studio, Advocare of Minnesota, and also BEC TV and Prop, the food shelf in Eden Prairie. Final score, 5-2, Eden Prairie beats Minnetonka. For Christopher Woodley, this is Brett Johnson signing off.
Thanks for tuning in to live local play-by-play coverage of the Eagles High School sports. Tonight's broadcast was brought to you by Umbria Gourmet Pizzeria, The Mulch Store, Alpha Investment Advisors, Performance Therapy Innovations, Brandy Warmbier State Farm Insurance Office, and Healthy Training. Keep it tuned to PSBMN.com for more broadcasts of Eagles High School sports.